Hello and welcome to SatView, the basics. We're going to show you the user interface and give you a little bit of familiarity with that. What I wanted to say was we'll try to get you used to how it works and how it hangs together. Yeah. Okay, so we got at the top we got the ribbon, and I'll talk about that in a minute. To the left we've got the structure browser and the layer control. And to the right, we've got the summary panel, and in the middle, we've got the map. And that's how we refer to them in most documentation and in daily speak. Okay, so going back to the ribbon, we've got the home, and Luke will just quickly go through the groups we have there.
So on the home ribbon, we have all of our options grouped into the various capabilities of the program. So we have selection options in terms of selecting nodes, links, for example, on the map. We have the different ways that we can navigate around the mapping window you see. The various options in terms of links, in terms of data we can display on them, how we can change how they're shown. A short section on nodes in terms of moving them around, seeing them in P1X. How we export any data that we've created in SatView, and finally the various options for changing how the map view looks to us.
Thank you. And we've got the compare tab as well, where you will go to if you want to compare two networks. At the moment we are comparing two networks, and we can see the green and the red differences. There's a different webcast on that. So if you go to the network adjustments, we can talk through those. There's options to load a GIS file from a SATURN GIS file. If you don't have a SATURN GIS file, you can do trace using the web mapping, and you can also export whatever you do, moving nodes around, and export the Bendy card you create from here. And that's really the ribbon. If you go back to home, Luke will probably show you the file menu just quickly.
So the file menu, on the same as the majority of Windows applications, gives you the options to open various networks, open a session file, save a session file, export. So yeah.
Yeah, so that was quick. Okay, the structure browser is a tree view that shows you the networks that you have got loaded. So if you, at the moment we selected the Epsom 14 net UFV. If we look to the right, then if you expand the summary panel a little bit, Luke, or not that's a structure panel. I think the right is the other side, and yeah, that's better. That's the summary panel. On the summary panel, we get quick overview of the settings for this particular network. If you go back to the structure browser now and select this other network, network 2, then we can see here at a glance that we haven't got preloads, we haven't got queues, we've got bus loads, and we've got one user class. And you can see all the parameters if you like down there, but we don't really want to spend time on that now. Thank you. When you select in the structure browser, it changes what you're seeing in the summary browser. So if Luke clicks on the user links, if you click on the user links where it says user links bracket 48, yeah, at the top link in the tree there, yeah, then you can see it comes up with a summary. Comes up with a summary, and you can see how many links there are of different types in this particular network. Okay, if you select the link, then the summary changes to links, and if you do with nodes, it's the same. So basically, that's how the structure browser and the summary panel works together. The summary panel also reacts to selections on the map, and I think this is a good time to go to the map and let Luke show you a little bit about how you navigate the map.
So the main event of the program is obviously the map window. This is where the action happens. This gives you obviously a pictorial representation of the network. Unlike P1X, we have Bing Maps backgrounds. We're able to move the network around by dragging the mouse. In terms of the Bing Maps, we can turn it off entirely if that's your preference to make the network a bit clearer. We can also view the Area 1 hybrid options, as you'll be familiar with. We also have a mini map on the right hand side of the map. We can drag a box here to change the area that we're viewing. If we wanted to then go back to just the network, we could, for example, hit simulation extent, and that will drag us back to the full network. We can turn off these elements such as the mini map by clicking the button here, and that turns this off.
Okay, it's become a bit hard to see the network now with this background. What can you do about that? Yeah, that's quite interesting. If you hover over the button there, then you can see that it tells you what the button does. So you don't have to click it to know what it does. You can just hover and see. There should be a good explanation. That's also part of the UI. That's why I mention it. Cheers.
So yeah, all these options on the ribbon are the various elements of the map that you can turn on and off. As you can see on the bottom left of the mapping window is the various copyrights. In terms of creating outputs from SatView, you must ensure that these copyrights remain there for the map to be used. If you're not from Atkins, you can go and edit the disclaimer and put your own copyright notice on it to notify users that this has been created by your company. And of course, we can turn that off entirely if that's your preference.
Yeah, thank you. Now the map here has got many elements in the map. There's 3 links for every link. Can you show how you can, where you would go and work with that? You would go to the layers panel, which is hiding under the structure.
So in the layers panel, by default, all the available layers are turned on for you, but we have the option to turn these off. So for example, we might choose to turn everything off bar our user nodes and links on network 1, as well as the links on the primary and secondary network, i.e. the differences between them, which are shown with the green and reds. So if we then hit the refresh button, we see that the mapping elements quickly change for us. And you can see by removing a lot of the elements, it looks a lot clearer. And we also have the option to turn on and off the labels. So if we select user nodes, we can hide the labels. Again, we refresh and they disappear. In terms of the labels, we're also able to use the options here to change how large they are displayed.
Yeah, okay, thank you. And I think that concludes our UI, briefly basic view. If you're interested in how to use the links tools up in the center there, like the load data and create bands, tune into our next webcast. Thank you, Luke, and goodbye from us.
Thank you.